Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're taking one last look at my Zelos Swordfish Titanium 42mm Blue Meteorite dial with the ti-damascus bezel. Taking one last look at it before I ship it off to its new owner. I purchased this watch, I don't even know, 2-3 years ago. Had every intention of wearing and enjoying this watch, and obviously I haven't worn it. So let's get into that a little bit later in this video, but first let's do a presentation here. So this watch was well, they're all limited editions, but this was kind of a special limited edition. There was, I guess we'll say it's an error in the way the dial was manufactured. This is a meteorite dial, and a blue matte lacquer was applied to the dial, and basically the meteorite dial is so muted that Elshin, I don't know if he decided he wasn't going to sell them, but then he decided to make a special edition out of them. But it's a cool watch, and it was very popular. I think it sold out within 10 minutes. I really like this splash of color with the ti-damascus bezel. That's why I bought this watch. I don't have, well, when I bought this watch I didn't have anything else with ti-damascus. Since then I purchased this pen, which does have a ti-damascus bolt. That was a $20 add-on, but it's so small. I don't know if it was really worth it, but anyway, back to the watch. Just such a cool looking watch. I really like that bezel. I think in the future I would buy another watch with ti-damascus, but like I said, I just haven't worn this watch. The 42mm is a little bit too big for my wrist, and I'll show you the 40mm swordfish here in a little bit after this presentation about the specs of the watch. So we do have a sapphire crystal with AR coating applied to the inside. Hopefully you can see some of the pattern on that meteorite dial. 42mm swordfish titanium, so it's nice and light. Bezel action is good on it. I know some of the criticism with the Zelos watches, at least the Swordfish and some of the other watches, they have the Seiko NH35 movement, kind of a lower end movement, but you know, I'm fine with the movement. It's really robust. It doesn't need servicing for a long time. 6 beats per second on the second hand sweep there. Around 40 hours of power reserve. Accuracy, I don't never remember the accuracy spec. I think it's plus or minus 20 is what they rated at, but they're usually better than that. You can regulate it if you really want to. Accuracy on a mechanical watch isn't really all that important to me. Here's a look at the side of the case. It's titanium, brushed and polished. Bracelet's very cool to look at. Actually, I can show you another one here. So here's my 40mm titanium swordfish. This isn't wrapped in plastic, so you can get an idea of the light play on the bracelet here. I really haven't worn this watch all that much either, but it fits better on my wrist, and I'll demonstrate that here in a moment. So 40mm versus 42. There's a look at them side by side. The swordfish I wanted to demonstrate to you was this one here. This is a stainless steel, and this has the mother of pearl dial. So I really like these exotic materials. I don't know how exotic they are per se, but meteorite and mother of pearl dials are not that common. This has a ceramic bezel insert, but just to get you an idea. Zelos does a lot of cool things with their watches, and I've not had many issues with mine, and if I have had any issues, they're fixed straight away. Just contact Zelos and they'll take care of you. I've had probably 20 Zelos watches over the years, so I am a fan of the brand. So the Lume CX, C3X1 and BGW9 Lume. We do have a sandwich dial, which means that the dial is cut out and the lume is applied to the underside of the dial for the indices, but then the chapter ring, the lume, of course, is on top. and then the hour, minute, and second hands are loomed, and the bezel is loomed as well. And I think this may have a loomed crown. Let's see here. Yeah, probably can't see that. It may not have a loomed crown, but we'll check that out towards the end of the video here. Screw down signed crown, 300 meter water resistance. The bracelet, of course, is titanium. The clasp is actually stainless steel. And this one has the dual pushers on the side. Some of the older ones are just like this here with the safety clasp. I prefer this design here. And this should have, yes, this also does have the quick adjust. So you pull that lever and then you can slide it in and out. I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I sold this watch, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But I do like this style of clasp. And they're always innovating. Zelos always been upgrading the clasp, and anything else that needs to be updated. And I guess this is turning to a Zelos show, but this is, I think they moved on from this one too, but this is one of their more updated clasp, kind of like an Omega style. So you can just push that and slide it out. And then the last one I had has more of like a T-fit clasp. Actually, I'll show you that too. Sorry, really going off on a tangent here, but here is the Timekeepers edition of the Mako GMT. It has the malachite dial. I think I said that right. It's a stone, but anyway, another example of all the cool stuff that this brand does. But this, I believe, is the latest clasp that they have, and it has kind of the T-fit style here where you can just pull up on it and slide it out. So anyway, kind of forgot where I was at here. Let's talk about the dimensions of the watch. Tip to tip on the case, 48 millimeter, 42 millimeter watch diameter, 13 millimeter thick, and that should be the true thickness here from the flat sapphire crystal to the case back. And then 22 millimeter lug width. And it does not look like that bracelet tapers. Thickness comparison, this one here I believe is 15.5 thick. And I'll be selling this one eventually too. I've worn it for a little bit, but really nothing too much. Anyway, here's a look at the thicknesses here. This is the Mako GMT. I believe this is a 40 millimeter watch versus a 42 here. So I guess I did a little impromptu Zelos collection show. I have a couple more as well, but anyway. Let me know what you think about this watch and also about buying limited editions. If the watch is really cool and special like this, I just you know, I don't feel comfortable wearing them. I'm afraid I'm going to mess them up and then I'm never going to be able to replace it. You know, here's another limited edition watch, but there's 1,965 of these, so if I really put a lot of wear on it, I feel like I can have a better chance of replacing this with another one versus something like this with their limited batches. All right, let's take a look at the Lume here. Actually, I already compared the swordfishes side by side. I'll put this on wrist, and then you'll see how it looks on my wrist. 6.5 inch wrist, 52 millimeter wristband, and then I'll put the 40 on wrist. Oh, actually here I'll show you the case. So this is the again, this was a few years ago when they still had the leather rolls with the wood box. And this came with a leather strap as well. I think in the original sales listing, actually if you go on their website, it says it doesn't say anything about coming with a leather strap. So I think this is something nice that he just threw in. Much appreciated. Although I've never worn a Zelos on the leather. I always keep them on the bracelet. And then of course the warranty card's there. I bought it, yeah, 3 years ago. Wow. It's amazing. I bought a watch 3 years ago and Don't wear them as much as I should. Man, I can't believe that was 3 years ago. I kind of remember buying this just like it was yesterday. So plenty of links. I mean, if you have a 8.5-inch wrist, at least you should still be able to wear this. There it is on my 6.5-inch wrist. So yeah, they were just a little bit too big for me. So this is stainless steel, and it does, you can, I would say this weighs more than the 42 titanium for sure, yeah. Yeah, look at the light play on that bracelet, but that is the stainless steel bracelet. I'll show you the titanium. This thing feels super lightweight. Yeah, this has a stainless steel clasp as well. I don't think any of their titanium watches have a titanium clasp. So you do get a good amount of light play on this bracelet as well. And one more comparison, because why not? Zelos Swordfish, Rolex Submariner. I've never actually compared these side by side before, and I'm a little surprised how much larger this looks than the Submariner. This is a 42 and this is a 41. Maybe, I don't know. For a second there it looked a lot bigger, but now they look about the same. Yeah, it's funny. This is much more limited than the Submariner. And these are probably both equally as hard to get, but this one is not nearly as expensive as that one. This is less than 10% the price of that. So, all right, let's check out the Lume. I'm going to say the Swordfish is going to blow away the Submariner. Yeah, so that crown is not loomed. All right, let's set these watches up. Okay, so with the stickers on the bracelet, I can't really set them up like I usually do. So here's a look at them side by side. Zelos far and away has more lume than the Submariner. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this watch in limited editions, and of all the watches I've shown here, which one do you like the most? As always, thank you for your time and thank you for watching.